There's some there's some very interesting reports coming out of Monday Night Raw last night in regards to Naomi and Sasha Banks. I think we're going to cover that story later in the week because I wanted to marinate for a bit. I'm not quite certain whether or not it's a work. I'm leaning towards the fact that it is because WWE has made comments on it. So if you're wondering why I don't have a video on that story, that's why. I just want to give it some time before I comment. What I do want to talk about today is a report that came out of Fightful. This was an article I saw on Fightful a few days ago. And it's basically that Ric Flair is set for a comeback match later this year, July 31st, to be exact. So the article says that on May 10th, Ric Flair, who, by the way, is 73 years old, he uploaded a second video. So there was a first video before this of himself in the ring training with Jay Lethal. He did, his signature offense, took a couple moves, whatever. All right. The first video was uploaded April 18th. Well, then Dave Meltzer reported that Ric Flair is training to wrestle again. The rumor was that Flair was going to team with FTR to take on the Rock-N-Roll Express and a mystery partner and a partner. So I guess the goal, and you see this Mike Johnson of PW Insider, reported that Flair is looking for a one-night return, and that's it. That's it. Supposedly, this is like another retirement match for Flair. We've seen many of those. And then Ric Flair confirms this down in a tweet. The rumors are true. I'm going to walk that aisle, style and profile one last time, July 31st. So, there you have it. 73-year-old Ric Flair. Now take a look at this. Flair has not wrestled since 2011, which that's kind of hard to believe. He faced Sting in Impact Wrestling. He got physical at Triple Mania in August 2021. He delivered some chops and punches and a figure four, which is, pretty basic. But this is interesting because I want us to remember. I want to take us down a trip. I want to take us down memory lane. There are multiple reasons why Ric Flair should probably not do this. Now, I am not Ric Flair, and I believe it is Ric Flair's choice to make. If Ric Flair feels that he wants to compete and he wants to put his life on the line, well, that's his life, not mine. And who am I to tell Ric Flair, one of the greatest wrestlers, if not the greatest wrestler of all time, who am I to tell him, well, Rick, you're not capable of going. You're too old. You're 73. You've had too many health complications in the past. I am no one. But what I do think is that there are some things to analyze here that are pretty interesting. One of which is, why is it that professional wrestlers cannot retire for good? Even Shawn Michaels, who held out for a really long time, came back for a match in Saudi Arabia. Why is it that enough is never enough? Just this year, Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestled another match. It just seems like wrestling is one of the hardest businesses to retire from. Now, I sort of understand from a psychological standpoint, you miss the adrenaline of the crowd, right? That's, pretty obvious that would be almost like a drug. Anytime we get adulation from people, you feel that. It kind of builds you up, and then you want more of that because it is like a drug. It makes you feel good, and we want to feel good. So I can understand from a psychological perspective why Ric Flair wants to do this. He wants to get back in the ring. He wants to hear the crowd cheer. And I understand why FTR wants this because this is like sort of their gimmick, right? Lately, they've been bringing legends back to be in their corner. They're kind of the legend tag team almost, It kind of fits into their gimmick really well. But from a health perspective, should those who love Ric Flair be concerned about this? And that's a question. And I think it's a fair question to ask. Is the promotion that's allowing Ric Flair to do this, obviously they want to make money. This is going to make them money. But should they be held accountable if anything happens to Ric Flair? I'm certain that they're going to make him sign waivers, but listen, if you run these shows, it's pretty obvious that Ric Flair has had some very serious health concerns. Let's go back to 2017. Ric Flair remains in critical condition after colon surgery. Years of heavy drinking, partying, they take their toll on you. And eventually, you feel the repercussions of that lifestyle. And let's just be honest to say, Ric Flair was in I remember this. Ric Flair was in very serious condition when this was happening. There were talks that Ric Flair probably wasn't going to make it. And by the grace of God, he did. But you have to ask yourself, is this malfeasance? Is this just negligent? Is not even negligence, because they know what they're doing. Is this poor practice from the promotion that's allowing Ric Flair to do this? Now listen, they could protect Flair. FTR could be, and I'm sure they will. Flair could do a couple of moves. Maybe he takes a bump or two and he gets out of there. He gets his little moment with the crowd. But it's not incorrect or wrong to ask if the risk is worth the reward here. For the promotion, I'm from a business standpoint, it is. But I don't know, what does Ric Flair have at 73 years old? Could you get just as much out of Ric Flair if he comes out and manages the guys? I think so, right? I'm kind of surprised if Ric Flair doesn't want to get back into the business, why he doesn't become a manager. It just seems like it makes more sense. And I want to make it abundantly clear that I'm not dissing Ric Flair. Ric Flair is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, if not the greatest wrestler of all time. I recently heard a shoot interview where Bret Hart was dissing Ric Flair, and it's like, shut up, dude. Quit being such a bitter old man. Seriously. Bret Hart's the most bitter person in wrestling. You can't deny what Ric Flair has accomplished. You can't deny what Ric Flair meant for the NWA and what Ric Flair meant for WCW. You just can't deny it. So anyways, to follow up on the story, who is the mystery partner? Well, we find out. Ricky Steamboat set to come out of retirement for another match at StarCast. WWE Hall of Famer Ricky Steamboat, this is from WrestleZone. WWE Hall of Famer Ricky Steamboat is reportedly joining Ric Flair in his return to the ring. The Nature Boy announced he'll be wrestling for the first time since 2011 at StarCast, so we do know where the event's going to take place. It'll be... Oh, well, that's interesting. So WrestleZone is reporting that it's Flair and the Rock-N-Roll Express taking on FTR and someone else. So you had two different reports there. Steamboat is 69. And he's going to be FTR's partner in the match. He hasn't competed since 2010. So again, you got to ask, what do these guys really have left in the tank? And I guess we'll find out. Now, Steamboat, I don't believe, has had the medical problems that Ric Flair has. So maybe you get a little bit of less risk having Steamboat in there than you would Flair. And I'm sure a lot of people want to see a Flair Steamboat. People are going to be excited to see these guys. These guys are responsible for one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. So, no doubt people are going to be excited to see this. But again, is it the right thing to do? Let me know in the comments section below what you think. Should Ric Flair be returning to the ring? Should Ric Flair, with all of his medical conditions, be allowed to return to the ring? Or should somebody step in and stop him for his own good? Or will they, this is Ric Flair's decision. He's an adult. He can make his own choices. Just where I lean. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Do you want to see this? Do you want to see this match? Are you going to, if StarCast is live streaming on Fight, are you going to watch it? Are you going to go? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video for more. I think later in the week we're going to cover the Sasha Banks Naomi story. I just want to know more about it before I talk about it. It seems very interesting if it's real. And if it's a work, well, don't be surprised. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.